Kia is at it again here with the new Sportage design. I actually love this design, even though it might feel like it's a little overstyled, but I think it just suits the overall design philosophy and tradition of South Korea to bring out something crazy like this and super new and innovative when it comes to the graphic features of the car. This video right here I got from Whoopa TV. I think it's a South Korean channel. Then I'm gonna link the full video down in the description if you want to go and check that out. But just look at the details on here. The press photos that we've seen are one of a I think dark blue Kia Sportage and one of the white a white Kia Sportage, and you can definitely see the graphic features and how massive this new tiger nose is in front when you look at the white model that we're gonna have a look at in Photoshop. I'm gonna talk to you about what I think about the front end, the side view, and the rear view after we check out this video here, because I think this video is so important. It seems like they just found a random Kia Sportage in some garage or something. Maybe this is a pre-production model, I'm not sure, but it's really cool that they've actually found it, because we have no details about the drivetrain or the performance or any numbers or statistics of the Kia Sportage yet, and we're not really sure when we're gonna get that from Kia. But you can see that they have this new tradition, I guess, with Kia to add some silver styling features onto the rear end of the windows of the greenhouse, and you have that same thing right here, a little silver detail right here, which looks pretty good. And on top of that, we have a brand new, of course, front end design and rear end design as well. It wraps around the entire car, and we do have some line flow in the car as well. And the interior feels like, it reminds me with this massive bent screen here, curved screen, it feels like almost like a Cadillac Escalade. And this will not be an expensive car, so I'm pretty sure that the prices of bent screens have gone down pretty significantly, if even a Kia Sportage has that right now. And this was also fitted with a tow hook in the rear, as you can see right here. Overall, it's just a cool looking design. And you also have the rear window wiper is now mounted underneath the little spoiler up there, so you can't see it when it's not functioning. But let's jump into Photoshop now, and let's have a look at this and discuss this new design in white so you can see the lines better. Compare this in white to the black which you saw in a dark garage. You couldn't really see the lines and the graphics and where the graphics ends and where the body actually starts of the car. But if we have it here in white, you can definitely tell that there is a lot going on here and a lot of new design features onto the Sportage here, which I'm really excited about. If you watch my videos, you might think that I'm not a fan of styling in cars. I always want to bring back to some simple lines and line flow and have a nice continuity all around the car. But it also depends on where the car is coming from. Is it coming from North America? Is it coming from Europe? Is it coming from South Asia or Japan, or specifically in this case South Korea? If it comes from South Korea, they have the tradition of styling their cars, but not in a bad way. So you still have a lot of line flow here, which I'm going to show you more specifically when we'll have a look at the side view. But just look at how well this new integrated big tiger nose design, which is a Kia trademark here. Look how big it is in the new Sportage. It basically takes up the entire front end of the car here. One thing that I would love to kind of experiment with, if I could, would be to have this line right here. You see this angle right here? I kind of wanted to go into this a little better. So this line continues into this lower part right here. It seems like they're you have a little offset there between those two. It's just a tiny detail, I know, but I'm just looking at the details here and what really struck me the first time I saw this. Maybe if you look at it from a straight front view, they're actually going to be aligned. I'm not sure, but we have this new trend here, obviously, as well. We have a very distinct daytime running light, which is obviously this boomerang right here. Looks very cool. This is definitely not going to be a car that's going to blend in with everything else, especially at night when you see this coming at you. But we have this trend here. We have the cool LED right here on both sides, obviously, and then we have the main headlights being a part. I don't want to say the bumper, but it's not what you would expect it to be. So we have the main headlights sitting right here, of course, right next to this the daytime running lights, and then you have the fog lights down here in the bottom as well. But let's have a look at the side and the styling that goes on right here. We have a nice curved line right here. So this is not a straight line. It has a little bit of a curvature to it, and it's a very sharp line here. And I think it's this line, and we have also the front hood line right here, which is also very sharp and connects into this part of the graphics right here. So we do have some really cool line flow. If you just follow the lines, you're gonna see that most of the lines on this car actually have a connection to some other parts of the car, which to me is a good design, even though it has a lot of lines. But if you still keep the line flow, it actually becomes an interesting design, because it's fun and interesting to follow the lines and see where they connect on the rest of the car. The interesting thing here is, let's go to the side view here. I think I can show you this better here. So we have this line right here. This is the hood, which is a sharp line. It's a sharp crease, and I think if you feel it, you're gonna actually feel that it is pretty sharp even when you're up close. Same thing with this line. You can see just how sharp this line is right here. It's crazy sharp. I love that as well, and I also kind of like the little curvature that we have on this, so it's not just a straight line. A straight line on this car, I think, would not suit the rest of the car, because we don't have a lot of straight lines onto this car anywhere. We have a curvature right here, down here. This is basically the only straight line that I can see. I don't even know if this is a straight line. I think it has some sort of curvature to that as well. So this makes sense to have this line in the middle of the body be a little bit curved as well. And this, of course, connects to the light right here. So it goes into this part, actually. The top part of the grill continues here, and it's in line with that graphic. So what I want to show you here is we have a sharp line right here, a sharp line right here, but this line right here, for some reason, they decided to make it softer, a lot softer than we have in the hood and the side. So that's an interesting approach to this design. I wonder why they didn't make this line as sharp as the rest of the car, the lines that we have on the cars. I would love to hear the reasoning behind that. It doesn't look bad. It's just a very interesting approach. I would think that if you have the sharp line right here and here, you wanted to add that here as well, but they decided to make this a lot softer than the other two lines. Other than that, the proportions of the car, I think it looks great. I actually really like this integration that I have now, Kia, with the silver piece right there. You have this on the new Carnival as well. I think you have it on the new Sorento as well. Pretty much every single new Kia, a little fin or silver fin right there at the end of the greenhouse. Now let's have a look at the rear view. This is where things get really interesting here, and this is where I think maybe we can make some changes to this, or at least I would love to see a couple of changes to this design. I'm not sure where this line is going. For example, this crease has no connection anywhere in this car, so it's just a crease that they only put in the rear of the car. What we could have done here is to maybe continue this line from the front, which also, which I'll show you, comes from the front top part of the grille. It connects to the front end. Why not have that be connected somewhere here as well in the rear and make a line like so? We move this line up to this part right here. That means that we have this one line that continues around the car. No matter where you look at the car, from what angle, you're still gonna see at least one line that is connecting the graphics of the car, and kind of a ribbon around it to connect everything. And other than that, I'm not sure about this graphic here sticking out so far up. I think what I would love to do here is to bring down the body color. So we have the body color maybe ending right here at some point. So we have a smaller part of the black graphic not sticking up so much and taking up so much space up on the rear of the car here. And the taillights, I think they're a little weird looking, but I think it actually suits the overall car, because it's a Kia Sportage and this is what they do. They love to style their cars. And as I said before, I'm gonna say it again here, if you're a design student right now and you're looking for jobs, what I would do is definitely apply to Korea, either Hyundai or Kia or not so much Toyota in Japan, but South Korea right now is really booming when it comes to their design and having fun with experimenting with new lines and new graphics and so on. I think it's a really cool country. Or you can go to Germany, maybe save BMW if you have some ideas on how they can get back on track. But for now, I would definitely apply to South Korea here. So what I'm gonna do is just quickly show you what I mean here. Let's see if we can make it in real time and redesign this a little bit. I'm not gonna worry about the number or the license plate position here. I get comments about that sometimes when I forget to just add a number plate to whatever thing I'm redesigning. But that's just to me, it's not part of it's not really part of the design. You can add that anywhere basically onto the car once we have the line flow and the proportions correct. It's a tiny detail that I sometimes just forget to add onto the car, but I'm gonna try not to forget it this time. So let's see if we can add some white or some body color onto this and see what it looks like, because you know, with these redesigns, you don't really know what it's going to look like until you actually go out and, you know, what I'm doing right now, just try to redesign it and add whatever changes I want to the car. And that's when you can really start to analyze the design and see if what I'm doing is actually working or if it needs some more tweaking or whatever. The problem now is that we need to create, do you see the black plastic that's underneath here? It doesn't really connect well to this new end line of the body, so we kind of have to, if we were to do this properly, we would have to come back in and create some sort of nicer transition between these two. We can maybe make something really quick by just creating a cut line, go all the way around here. This is going to visualize a little bit at least that it's a separation, that these are two different pieces, and that it's actually a cut line between them, so it doesn't look like they're kind of melting together, if that makes sense. And let's have a look at this right now. Zoom out a little bit, and before and after. So I don't know, it might look a little cleaner like this, but then again, it's as I said, it's kind of a Korean thing, so maybe having it be all the way up there, stretching up there, maybe that's a thing that I'm not sure if I would actually do this change and make it cleaner. Kind of like both versions. It's totally like up to whoever is looking at this. One more thing though, let's just see if we can liquefy this line here and have it go up a little bit more, so we have it maybe connect to this line right here, so we have that line flow all around the car. I think it's going to give it a little more structure as well. Not sure yet. I might come back, like once I'm publishing the video, I come back and look at it and think that it was completely the wrong call. You never know. You have to just wait and see, I guess. But I think connecting these two lines, it's actually a good idea, because that's basically the only line on the KIA Sportage here that I don't really understand why they added it and have it go down like that in the rear end. I think it would be better to have it be connected with some existing lines, and specifically since the shoulder line here is already connected to the front end, it's basically the only line that we can have be connected with the rear as well. There's been a lot of talking in this video. What I wanted to show you was just the design of the new Sportage and my thoughts on it. And as I said, I really like this design. I think it's a cool design. It's a very bold design by Kia to make something like this. And that's what I really appreciate about the South Korean design. They're not really going into a lot of product design feel, which I think is the problem with BMW right now. They feel more like product or consumer electronics than automotive design, because if you have that's the big difference between industrial design and product design and car design. Automotive design is supposed to be emotional. It needs to be emotional. That's what sets it apart from any other type of design, architecture, or in a product or industrial design. A car needs to send off some sort of emotion when you look at it. So the first time you look at a car, you need to get some sort of emotion. What type of car is this? What feeling is it trying to communicate to me? And you do that by creating these almost sculptural designs on wheels. So that's how I see cars. A car is a sculpture on wheels. People went crazy, for example, when they said that the Rolls-Royce that I made a video on, the Rolls-Royce boat tail, $28 million. Yes, it's insane for a car. I totally agree on that. But think of it like this. Think of it as a piece of art, and you totally switch your mindset about the price. It's a hand-built, one-off Rolls-Royce that they spent years and years and years on. Artists, designers from all kinds of disciplines, interior designers, the material designers, the exterior designers, and all of them came together and created this piece of art on wheels. So I would rather buy a Rolls-Royce boat tail for half the price of what I would pay for example, Picasso original or something like that I'm just gonna have hanging on the wall, which is also a cool piece of art. But the boat tail I can actually use and feel, and it's a three-dimensional object. So that's how I see cars. It doesn't matter if it's a Rolls-Royce or a Kia Sportage. All of them to me are pieces of art that some have actually expressed their artistic abilities and applied that onto the cars. And I think Kia has done executed this well with the new Sportage here. This is the before and after. I think maybe the after looks a little too sleek now, or too boring for the rest of the car. So I think I'm just gonna skip the redesign for this part and just leave it like this and have it be as they intended from the Kia factory. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video. Take care.